Hello students, so again in today's lecture we are going to continue with the chapter number 5 controls, form controls of unit number 2, and in today's session again we are going to continue with the web server control. In today's session we are going to learn about list box control, drop down list control, bulleted list control and table control. So basically we in the textbook we are having topic as list controls, okay. So there are total 4 list controls which are available, like list box, drop down list, checkbox list, radio button list and bulleted list, out of which checkbox list and radio button list we have already seen. Okay, so in today's lecture we are going to learn the remaining 3 controls, that is list box control, drop down list and bulleted list. So basically these controls, we are having tags of such a control, that is ASP colon list box, ASP colon drop down list, like that we are having the tag, and whenever we want to add the items inside any type of list, any type of all these 5 lists, then there is one more element, that is ASP colon list item, which we are using. And within the list item elements, closing and opening brackets, we are writing the text, or we are adding the elements which we want to display as a part of any type of list. So we have used the same list items element in checkbox list also and radio button list also. So same we are going to use in list box and drop down list in bulleted control. So first control that we are going to learn, that is list box control. I have just given one example of list box control. To create the list box, we are having ASP colon list box. ID and runAt are the default properties which are set for each and every controls, ASP server controls. Then in this program I have added tea, coffee, milk as a text, and there is one more attribute which we have set for the list item, that is value. So this is basic example which I have which is there in your textbook. So now we are moving to the next slide. So now in this slide you are having one output. So this particular program we are going to learn next. So basically, as you have noticed in the output, we are having 2 lists. From the first list I have selected the item 3 text, okay, this item I have selected, and the message is displayed as index equal to 2, value is 3, text is item. So basically what we want to display whenever I select a particular item from the list is index, then its value, that is the value attribute which we have set, and the item is nothing but the text which is display. Item 3 is nothing but the text, value is 3, and index equal to 2 means by default we are having the index numbering from 0. The first element of the list is 0, so item 1 is having index number 0, item 2 is having index number 1, and item 3 is having index number 2. And as I have selected item 3 from the first list box, we got the output as index equal to 2, its value is 3, and text is item 3. So for the same, now we are going to see the execution. Students, so now we are going to learn the list box control. Basically list box control is used for multiple selection. So now we are going to create the list box control manually. First we will see the manually, that is using HTML tags, how to create the list box. For that purpose we are making use of select tag, then multiple equal to multiple, so it means we are allowing the multiple selection by writing the multiple, by using the multiple attribute of the select tag. Then we want to add some items inside the list. So for the same we are using option tag, value equal to 1 for the first item, and the text of the item is item 1. Like that we will be adding item 2 and item 3 and just changing the value 2 and 3. So this is the output, that now we have written item 1, item 2, item 3, so that will be added to the list box. Okay, so this is list box. This is the reason why we are going to select the multiple controls at a time, that is multiple items we can select with the help of list box. So this is manual creation. Okay, so like that we are having the ready-made control also in ASP.NET. Just take list box control from the toolbox. So it will look like this, that is ASP colon list box means it is ASP.NET list box. Then simply right click on the arrow, edit items, you will get to see the index. Just add the text item 1 and value equal to 1. So that will be your first item, and click on add button. Like that you can add other items also. And there is one more thing which you can remember, that is when you type the text, the same text will be set as a value. Okay, so we just need to change the value manually. So this is our manually created list box. So first one is ASP.NET list box and the second one is manually. Here you cannot able to select the multiple selection. Why? Because there is one property of ASP list box control which we have not set, that is selection mode. We need to set the selection mode equal to true for the ASP.NET list box, and now you can see that we are able to select the multiple items from the first list. So just see that the first list we can able to select the items, multiple items at a time. First one is ASP.NET list box and the second one is manually created list box. And now we are calling the selected index event change of the list box control. Just double click on the list box control, you will be able to see the event. And there is one more property which is associated with the list box control, that is auto post back. That also you need to set true. Now I want the selected text of the list box on the label. So this is the reason why I have taken one label, and now I am writing the code as first. Actually I want to display the index number, then I want to display the value which we have initialized 1 2 3, and then I want to display the text. So for the same, label 1 dot text equal to index equal to plus listbox 1 dot selected index dot toString. So from this you will get the index number of the selected item. Then I want actually value which we have assigned 1 2 3 4 to the item, so that I want to take. So label 1 dot text plus equal to value is, and listbox 1 dot text, you will write listbox 1 dot text we need to write, from which you will get the value. Okay, so on the same label we are adding the content. Index number equal to index will be displayed, then we will be having value is equal to value will be displayed, and the last part again to the same label which I want to add, that is text is, that is we have set na item 1 item 2, so that text I want. So for the same I will write listbox 1 dot selected item dot text. Okay, so now I am running the program by refreshing it. There is one error, I just need to check. Label 1 does not exist. Already we are having a label 1 as a ID, so program is right. I think it is not saved. So now just see the output. Index 1 value 1 text equal to item 1. Like that we are getting the output whenever we are changing the different items. Next control is drop down list control. Basically, as we have seen already, the difference between list box and drop down list control. So this, whenever we want to create a drop down list, we are having drop down list control, and again to add the elements we are having list item control to add the elements. Again the same elements which we have added in list box, the same element I have added in drop down list control also. Now I have given some property, actual working of drop down list control, that will be definitely clear to you in the execution part. So I'm just taking some properties of drop down list controls. The first property is item property. Items are nothing but the list items which we have added to the list. Then we have rows, specifies the number of items displayed in the box. Then we have selected index property. We are going to make use of almost all the properties of drop down list control also, and all these properties are similar to list box list control. Selected index, selected value, selection mode, all these properties are there in list box control also. So actually these are the common properties of list box and drop down list control. Okay, selected index, selected value. So whenever you will be having the question on any control, then we have to explain the properties, and this is actually very important question, list box and drop down list control. So the description is there given. Selection mode, as we have seen, that is we are having single selection, multiple selection. So for the same we are having selection mode. Then there are next properties, common property for all the list items, that is text property is there. Selected we have already used in radio button list, after that checkbox list, and the next list control which we are going to learn, that is bulleted list, in that also we are going to use it. So selected means the by default that particular item is checked or selected. Then we are having value. Value is actually very important property for each and every list item, because on the basis of value also we can write some conditions. And the text property means the text which is displayed inside the radio button, that is along with the radio button, after that along with the check boxes. So these are the that particular property is nothing but the text. And in case of list, like list box, drop down list or bulleted list, we are having text means so that particular text is displayed as an element. So these are the common properties of all list items. So now we are just see the execution from the document. So now we are going to demonstrate the drop down list control. So just take drop down list control from the toolbox by double click on it. Then there are after clicking on the arrow, you will be able to see the displayed window drop down list task, in which first task is choose data source. So basically whenever we are using the drop down list to connect with the database, in database connectivity, that time we are making use of this particular option, which is commonly used actually. This is the reason why I am just showing is that in select data field to display in the drop down list, this is a particular field where you will provide a particular column of your table. Like suppose if you are having the table of roll number name, so just select the roll number, so that roll number will be appeared as a part of your drop down list. Then we have edit item. Just remember one difference, that is in case of list box is used for multiple selection and drop down list is for single selection. So after clicking on edit items, the new window will appear. So simply click on add button. Then we need to add the text and value field, similar to list box control only. So add the text, like I have added New Delhi as a text, and value automatically copied as the same which we have entered as a text, and if you want you can change the value also. So now I have just changed the value as NDLS, which is a value for the text New Delhi, which is our first item. Then click on the OK button, and now just see the item in the combo box drop down list. The New Delhi, this particular element is added. Like that we need to add so many elements like Bangalore, Kanpur I have added, Noida, all these elements I have added, and I have kept the value and text same for remaining elements. Then just simply click on OK button. Just now see the output. In drop down list we will be having all the items which we have added using add item, edit item task of drop down list. So now what I want to perform, whatever I will select, which whatever item I will select, after clicking on button, that particular item should be displayed on the screen. So for the same I have written response.write drop down list one dot selected item. Okay, so basically selected item means the text of the selected item will get displayed. So now we are having selected New Delhi. After clicking on a button, New Delhi is appeared. Like that, if you want to display the value of the selected item, that is again possible by writing drop down list one dot selected value. So we are having two properties of drop down list control, that is selected item which will display the text, and one more attribute which we are having selected value which will display the value. So for New Delhi we were having NDLS as a value which we have set, and for other controls like Bangalore we are having value as a Bangalore only. So this is your drop down list control. The next control, that is bulleted list. Actually it is almost similar to the word. Whenever we are using Microsoft Office Word, if you want to have some kind of numbering, or we are having some arrow like designs also, right? So that is called as bullets. So the way which we are using the bullets in case of Microsoft Office Word, similarly, whenever on particular website, if you want to give some points with the bullets, so for that purpose you can make use of bulleted list. So this is again one of the control. We can have the bulleted list, that is numbered list also, and the symbol like square and all also we can have. So this is one example which I have given, in which we are having two lists. Like in HTML we are having ordered and unordered list. So like that only we have created the same list in ASP.NET. So the first list, A, tea, after that B is coffee, C is milk. Just see the output. So if you want to create the first list, which is having ABC as a numbering. So for the same, we are having one property of the bulleted list control, that is bullet style. Otherwise ID and runAt are the common properties, but other than that, just to have ABC as a bullets, we have used bullet style property, and that we have set to lower alpha. And like other list controls, to add the items we are having list item property or list item element, with the help of which we can add the list. Okay, so this is first list, and in second list we are having square as a bullets. So just see the second scale bulleted list. In that we have used bullet style equal to square. So like that we are having n number of options that we are going to see practically in the program. So let's properties which are associated with the bullet list. The first one is bullet style. So we are having numbered, that is 1 2 3 4, like types for the bullet style. Lower alpha, upper alpha means the numbering will be in the capital A B C D format. Then we have lower Roman numbers and upper lower numbers for the ordered list. And for unordered list we are having disk, circle, square and custom image, okay, as a bullet style. Next we are having bullet image URL. So if you want to use the bullet list in the form of text mode, then you can have the first, you have to set the custom image property of the bullet list, that is, this is one of the style, bullet style. So just select that, and this point you have to just insert the image, okay, for each and every item, or you can add the URL or the address of the image. So this particular property, bullet image URL, it is associated with the custom image property, that is custom image value of bullet style. So whenever you are setting the bullet style equal to custom image, then at the same time you just need to provide the URL of the image, and that you can insert inside bullet image URL. Then we have first bullet number. First bullet number means sometimes we want to display the numbering from 3 4 5 or EGF, like that. We don't want ABCD, that is starting number. So for that you can use first bullet number equal to, if I am writing C, then the numbers will or the numbering will start from C, D, E, F. Next one is display mode property. Display mode determines whether the text of each item is rendered as a text or as a hyperlinks. Means if you want normal text, then we don't need to select display mode property. But if you want to have link, means if you have inserted item as ASP, and whenever you will click on that particular first item of bulleted list, and some other page should display. So in that situation we have to use display mode property, and we just need to set the display mode property to hyperlink, so that automatically whatever we will controls we will add, which that particular control will behave like a link. Again the same program, or we have I have already demonstrated, or I have used the same example in the demonstration program, so that you will come to see. So let's start with the execution. So now we are having the program on bulleted list. So there is one control bulleted list. Just take that control from the toolbox. Again you will be having id and run at. These are the by default property. One more property I am adding, that is bullet style, and these are so many options. So I am selecting bullet style equal to circle. Then come inside the bullet list tag. To add item we are having list item ASP colon list item tag. So the first item is item #1. So it is read as item number 1. Like that we will be having multiple items. It is actually similar to Microsoft Office Word, in which if we are having some points and if you want to put the numbering, so for the same we are taking the bullets. So here also we are having the bullet list control for the same. So just see the output. In front of items we will be having bullets, that is circle bullets is there by default. I'm just adding one paragraph, bullet list with link. So this is normal bullet list, but now I want to create one more bullet list. So just take one more bullet list from the toolbox. And display mode equal to hyperlink. Means now I am creating the bullet list for the links. So we will be having list of links with the bullets. So this is the reason why we have used display mode equal to hyperlink. And now we will be adding list item and setting one more attribute of the list item, that is value equal to, and within a value just provide the link, address of the link, that is URL, which you want to open. Okay, so value is nothing but the URL. And after that just give the text like ASP. So that will be our first item, ASP, and once I click on the ASP, automatically http://www.asp.net page will get open. Like that, add some more items. In place of this URL, you can have normal URL also, google.com, facebook.com, like that also you can open. Again I am running the program. So just see the output. Now we will be having, these are the links. So ASP will having underline. Once we click on that page, the ASP.NET page will get opened. Similarly for eFind. Now we are going to start with the next control, that is table control. Like in HTML we are having table, which is nothing but a combination of rows and columns. So if we want to create the same table in ASP.NET, then we are having table control. So ASP:/table tag we are going to use to create table control. Then like in HTML, normal HTML, whenever we want to create a row, then we are having tr as a tag to create table row. Similarly, in case of ASP.NET, we are having table row tag. If you want to create columns in normal HTML, then we are making use of td and th tag. So like if you want to perform the same thing, then we can make use of table cell element to create the columns. So basically main is the table. Inside the table we are having table row, and as we all know, the table row means single row, and each row can contain multiple columns. So to add the columns we are making use of table cell property. Okay, so basically these three properties we are using. And like th, we are having table header cell tag also. so that whatever content we will write inside the table header cell, that will be displayed in a bold format. So these are the four we can say that elements of the table control of .NET we are going to use. So basically it is used to create the table. There are some properties which are associated with the table. Back image URL, if you want to give the background, that is image as a background to the table, then you can make use of back image URL property. The next one is caption, that is just to provide the heading like a caption tag. Then we are having caption align, where to want to align the caption, right hand side, left hand side, or the center one. Then cell padding and cell spacing, like if you want to have some distance between two cells, then we can provide the cell padding option. And cell spacing means cell padding means if you want to provide the distance within a particular cell, that is ABC, then above, below, and right and left part, if you want to provide some extra space. So that in that case you can make use of cell padding attribute or property. And cell spacing means when we want to provide the space between two cells, then you can make use of cell spacing. Next we are having grid line format, that is grid means tabular format basically if you want to provide, so we can make use of grid line property. Then we are having horizontal alignment of the table if you want on the page, then we can make use of this particular property. Then we have rows is nothing but a collection of rows in the table, that is how many rows are there. If you want to count that, then you can make use of rows property. And the last one is run at server. So all this property you can use along with the table ASP colon table. These are the attributes of table class. And then I have just given the example, that is ASP colon table. Run at is the by default property. Cell padding we have used. Grid lines are horizontal, and horizontal alignment equal to center. So all the content and the table will display in the center only. And like that we are having different now in the example we are having two rows, ASP colon table row. In first row we are having S and T, so these are the columns. So first column contains first column contains S, and first row second column contains T. So for to create the cells we have used table cell element, ASP colon table cell. So like that you can create the second table, and once you are done with the table, just close the table tab. And now next we will see the example or how practically perform or practically create the table. Next control is table control in ASP.NET. Basically, whenever we want to display a table on a web page, for that purpose we are using this control. With the help of this control, we can add, remove table, row and cell. So let's start with the program. I have just taken one waveform, empty waveform. The previous page I have deleted. So default.2.aspx, this is the my page. So I visited the design window, then just take a table control from the toolbox. See, this is table control, just drag and drop it within a design window. After that, go to property window for the table 1, and then go to rows property. Just click on the 3 dot, this following window will get open. Just simply click on add, so that different rows added to the table. Then there is one more property, that is cells. Again click on the cells in which you will be adding columns. Okay, so 3 rows and 3 columns I have taken. And just simply click on the OK button. So just now you can see we are having 3 rows, 3 columns. And this is the source code window in which automatically this particular content related to table will get added. That is, in table we are having total 3 table row control, and in each table row we are having table cell. So within a opening table cell and the closing one, we are adding just space in which we are going to add some other controls from the toolbox. So in the first row, first column, I have taken one text box. So on first row, in all three columns, I am taking one text box. So just see the design window, you will be having 3 text boxes in first row. Like that, in the second row, I want to add label control. So just take label control from the toolbox. So this is the content of second row. And in the last row, I want buttons. So button is alphabetically, these are arranged. So I have taken 3 buttons in the last row. So just see the output. In first row we are having all the text boxes, in second row we are having label, and in third row we are having buttons. So I hope this is clear to you. We are having table row, and in table row we are having table cells. Then if you want, you can change the back color for each and every row like this. Just select on the members and go to back color and change the different color whatever you want, and just simply click on OK once you are done with the data. Like back color, we are having 4 color also. So if you want to change that. Border style is one of the attribute. So now just see, in the second row we are having green color as a background, in third row we are having yellow color as a background. So for each and every cell you have to set the properties. It's not the case that you have set for one control, one cell, it will be automatically applicable. For each and every member you have to add the properties, and all these are optional. So cells you will get from table rows. So whenever you select the table rows property from the table, from the property window, then in that you will get the table cells. Like that, I am setting some color and combination, border style and all. And now we are setting the table's back color. In previously we have set table cell and table rows font color, that is back color, fold color, border style, and now we are having, or we are changing the table properties. Okay, because table was the separate tag, ASP colon table we are having. So now we are setting the properties for the table. Tooltip property. There are actually so many properties which are associated with the practice only you will come to know. And it's not the case that every time we have to use all the properties. Depending upon the requirement, we have to make use of the properties. So like entire table, for each and every row also you can set the tooltip property. Tooltip property means whenever you move the cursor, that particular text will appear. So now I am just running the program. So just see whatever I have set different properties. These are the border style, that is dotted border style I have applied to the table. So this is the interface. So definitely from the interface only you will come to know that what next I am going to do. That is, we'll be having text boxes. We will enter some text inside the text box, and after clicking on the button of the respective column, the label which is present in each column, there that particular text will get displayed. So that is the expected output. So for that you can write down the same code which we have learned for the button click event and all. But now in today's session I just want to demonstrate table control, so that we have already done. So thank you very much. We will meet in the next lecture. Stay home, stay safe.